You're a photographer or an artist, everything you've uploaded could potentially be scraped by AI. Not viewed, not shared, just trained on. Your photos, your style, everything fed into an AI algorithm without your permission. So today I'm gonna poison my photos and I'm gonna show you how to do the same. But first, some backstory. So in one of my recent videos, I decided to use some AI generated artwork because it came free with one of my plans for my stock video sites that I use. And at the time I didn't think much of it. It was just a new feature, so I decided to use it, throw it into a new video. But my God, some people did not like that and they hated it. And they hated me for using it. All of those comments, they're gone now. They were pretty mean comments, but it kind of got me going down this AI rabbit hole. And trust me, this rabbit hole goes deep. So let me be clear, I'm not against AI. I use it quite a bit for proofreading my YouTube scripts, bouncing ideas off of each other. A lot of the times I'll use AI instead of Google because, let's be honest, at this point Google is just a frickin' ad delivery service. But as a complete replacement for human art, yeah, that's a bit much. And yeah, that's where I think I crossed the line a little bit there because it was just a new feature on the website that I use. But when you really start to break down how these AI image models work, it's a little scary. And I got to the point where I started researching it and it actually made me go out and buy a drawing tablet and take up drawing again. Look, a dinosaur. So the troubling things start when you start looking at where these AI models are training themselves from, because they scrape all of the internet for all of these different images from wherever they possibly can, and they learn those images, but they don't ask permission. They just scrape the internet to find as much content as they possibly can to train themselves on. And a lot of the times they're not mimicking a certain style, they'll go straight into a certain artist's portfolio and train themselves entirely on that one artist. And it's one thing if it's training itself on a certain artist like Van Gogh who died 135 years ago. It's not just doing that. It's training itself on current, living, breathing artists, working artists. People who are actively trying to make a living today. So why would you pay an artist for their style, for their artwork, when you can just type into the computer and say, give me a photo of a field in the style of blank? You know what I mean? And this affects all types of artists, painters, illustrators, 3D modelists, photographers, everyone. I'll be the first to admit it, I don't have a super recognizable style as a landscape photographer, and I know a lot of other landscape photographers don't, but work is still work, it's still our photos. How would you feel if somebody took your work and just passed it off as their own? It wouldn't feel very good. And this is only going to become more apparent with certain artists who do have a very recognizable style, like this photographer Ben Zank. His photos are super recognizable, but if an AI scraper comes along and starts learning how to make those images, anyone can make it. Now you might be asking yourself, who's going to be generating images like that? Well, get ready for it. Don't laugh, okay? I'm gonna tell you, just don't laugh. There's a new emerging artist coming up. You want to know what they're called? They're called AI designers.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
They claim this generative AI is their paintbrush. What they type is their ideas coming to life. What is generated is their own art. When I used that generator in my other video, I just used it quick and dirty because I just wanted a quick image to show some sort of storytelling aspect. I never once tried to pass off that art as my own. I made it very clear in that video that this is AI generated. These people make this art and try and pass it off as their own, but it's learned from other artists. So they're not making it, they're just using a generative AI that has stolen the work of actual artists, and they're trying to pass it off as their own because they're an AI designer. Look, I'm not trying to dunk on people for experimenting, but when the tool that you're using is strictly trained on other people's work, that's not inspiration, that's extraction. So here's the real meat and potatoes. If you want to protect your artwork, your photography, your illustrations, your 3D designs, anything like that, there's a program called Glaze. And basically what it does is you feed it into your computer, your artwork, and it puts a layer over top, like a filter over top of your image. It is very hard for the human eye to see, but for an AI model, it'll see that filter and it'll slowly degrade the model. When enough of these images keep getting uploaded to the AI scraper, it just degrades the model's output each time. And the best part about this is it works locally on your GPU. So you don't have to worry about uploading your artwork to some random server in the world through some random sketchy website. It all works off of your computer. So you upload it, not upload it, but you input it into your computer and it runs off the GPU and spits out the finished image onto your computer. It never leaves, never uses the internet. It does mean it takes a lot longer because it's running locally. It's a lot slower. So I ran my images on medium quality, medium protection, I guess you could say, and it spat out this image. You really can't tell. So this image is of a blue jay that I took at Algonquin. If you zoom in far enough into the noisy parts of the image, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on YouTube, but it does look like there's some scaling on there, which is really not noticeable from a distance. And I did the exact same settings to another photo where it's virtually not noticeable. Like this image has too much noise in it, I guess, like too much distraction, I should say, that you can't see this sort of scaly overlay that the glaze put on top of it. So it does alter your photos and your artwork, but not to a certain degree that like a viewer on Instagram or your website is going to really notice it. But an AI scraper comes along, it's going to completely just mess up their input. So if you guys do want to push back, I recommend downloading this program and poisoning your own images. But eventually AI will be able to see through these poison filters, but there's a huge online community that keeps counteracting all of this. Every time the AI model gets a bit better, there'll be other people finding countermeasures to still poison their own images. It's going to be an uphill battle up until the point where copyright law catches up, because right now it's a huge gray area with copyright law and generative AI. They just need to catch up. Let me know where you guys stand on this in the comments, and if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. I'd love to see you back here hanging out in another video. And if you're into photography, watch this. YouTube thinks you should watch this, so maybe give it a click. Alright, you guys have a good one. Peace.